All right, so Apple just introduced a new leasing program. It's kind of been all over the news. And at a glance, it looks like a really good deal, specifically if you're looking to pick up a new MacBook Pro, a new MacBook Air, or even if you're looking to pick up a Mac Studio. Instead of making, $1,000 payments up front, you can actually make lower monthly payments and then decide if you want to buy the Mac outright at the end of the lease. So, is it a really good deal? I think it really depends on the type of Apple user you are. If you're someone who likes to upgrade your Mac every couple years, this could be a really good option. You always have the latest hardware and your monthly payments are predictable. And you don't have to worry about, selling your old Mac or even have to worry about, oh, what's the trade-in value on my Mac now? It can, also make sense if your biggest obstacle is the upfront costs. Let's say you spec'd out like a MacBook Pro for $4,000. Maybe you don't want to, shell out that type of money up front. So leasing spreads those payments out over time. So that high-end Mac becomes more affordable today. And at the end of the lease, you can decide if you want to keep it. So you can just buy it outright. You can actually just return a Mac and just walk away from it. Or you can even upgrade it to a newer model if you decide you want to go that route as well. So you got a lot of options that you normally wouldn't have if you purchased your Mac the more traditional way. Now, me personally, I am still not convinced. Yeah, I'm still actually using my M1 Max 14-inch MacBook Pro. I think I spec'd it out with 64 gigs of RAM, as well as 2 terabyte hard drive. And to be honest, 5 years later, it's a 2021, it's still going pretty strong. Yeah, when I brought it, it probably cost me around, if I recall correctly, around upper $3,000. And at that time, I would say, 64 gigabytes of RAM was probably a bit of an overkill. But I always think, it's important to, future proof your investments. And, that's what I did. And I think it's kind of paying off today. Yeah. And fast forward to 2026, like I mentioned just a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago, it's still going pretty strong. Yeah, so for the most part, I just edit my YouTube videos in Final Cut Pro, and throughout this last 5 years, and even up to now, I haven't really seen my Mac struggling with anything. Now to be honest, I haven't upgraded my camera since then. I'm not shooting like 8K or anything crazy. My workflow hasn't really changed over that period, but just out of curiosity, I recently checked Apple's trading value for my 14-inch MacBook Pro, just to see how much it dropped, and it has dropped down to $585 over the last 5 years, which is kind of insane, but at the same time, it has been 5 years. But it's no way I would be giving this M1 Mac Book Pro back to Apple. I'm gonna probably use it to the wheels kind of fall off. And you know what? Here's another thing. I'm just not planning. I have no desire to trade in my MacBook Pro, my 14-inch MacBook Pro, because at the end of the day, it just kind of does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well. To me, this is where I think buying makes the most sense and has an advantage over leasing. Because if you can keep your MacBook or your Mac for 5 years or 5 plus years, you've already gotten your value from your purchase. And with Apple Silicon, these machines have proven that they can last. Unless something changes dramatically over the next couple years, I don't see why today, if someone picked up a Mac today and they spec'd it out, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just kind of future proof yourself with the RAM and maybe the SSD or the hard drive. I don't see why someone couldn't get 5 years out of a Mac today. So spend a little bit more money today. Uh, I think it goes a long way, particularly with the memory and your hard drive. But here's my takeaway. Yeah, if you're someone who always wants a new Mac, not sure why, but they last a long time. But if you want a new Mac all the time, every couple years, uh, and you're okay with those monthly payments that continuously go every month, and you don't want to spend $1,000 up front, I think the leasing program could definitely be for you. But yeah, if you're like me and you like to keep your Mac for 5 years or more than 5 years, buying outright, I think might be a better financial decision, even though that trading value drops over that period of time. You're getting those extra years of use out of your Mac, and I personally think that's where the true value comes from. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you're actually seriously considering leasing a Mac, or are you going to just purchase it outright? Let me know in the comments section below. Hopefully, this video helps you, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.